First, I'd like for you to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here.
Well, my name is Madison Lende, and I am currently the class of 2019's treasurer, as I have been for 3 years. I'm also a part of the cheer team, where I cheer for basketball and football. I'm also in leadership, where I am rally commissioner, and I'm really involved with the school. I'm in culture committee, and I'm also in sources of strength, and I'm also a link leader.
All right. Why do you want to be ASB president?
I want to be ASB president because I feel that I see little aspects of the school that are often overlooked, as I said in the last post about myself. But I just feel like things like culture committee, there's all these teachers that genuinely care and all these students that necessarily wouldn't have a platform to speak their opinion and really actually are passionate about Matt Kai, and just it's not necessarily always just sports. There's other things to be proud of.
If you were elected, what would be your major goal for our school?
I've already talked about this, but culture committee, as this has just been a year-long process that we've been working on, because with issues that have been brought up, one thing that's really good about Matt Kai is we don't just sweep it under the rug. We actually genuinely want to try and improve things, where at culture committee we meet once a month and we'll talk about issues that have been, sorry, this is really distracting, but we talk about issues, and then we have teacher sponsors and we make an action plan to make them, to solve them.
How/why do you think you should be elected next year versus your opposition?
I feel that I would make a good ASB president because, like I said, I'm very involved and I see the different aspects of Matt Kai. Being in leadership, I can actually have an action plan and actually have the time dedicated to making that plan actually so the students at Matt Kai can see it. For example, I planned the Student Appreciation Day, which is something new that we're doing at Matt Kai this year, and it's a day where it's, instead of doing teacher appreciation and classified staff, we're doing stuff for the students, because there's students that, for example, homecomings for football and tip-offs for basketball, but there's so many other things that are just good people at Matt Kai, and I feel like they deserve a day to also be recognized.
If you lost, how would you still involve yourself in school government?
Well, if I am to lose, I have already invested so much time into my class. I feel like I couldn't just leave them. That would be awful. It's not even for like myself, but for the other people. That wouldn't be fair. That's one less helper that's necessary to make it work. And then also, I'm still rally commissioner, so I feel I can still bring that school spirit to Matt Kai.
How would you work to make the 2018-2019 school year fun? 2018-2019 school year fun.
Okay, so being in leadership and being rally commissioner, I can see what things have gone well and what things haven't gone as well as we planned for them to go. We do this thing called, we do roses, thorns, and seeds. And so, for example, we did this for homecoming, and so we saw all of the things like our roses, where we kind of had the football thing with the game and the difficulties with that, but we still had a great homecoming where all of the homecoming candidates, whether they won or not, I feel like they had a great time. And then just the rally in general, the participation with all the students was crazy. I had, I believe it was Howard, come up to us and say that was one of the best homecomings we've had in all of her years working here, and we all know she's been with Matt Kai for a really long time. And so like I feel like what makes my part in being leadership work well with being an ASB president is I can actually make a plan and actually have time to work on it. And so I can, what the students want, I can actually have my project be designed around that.
Now, if you have any last words for the student body and just anything you want to talk about or say to them, now's the time.
Well, I encourage you to be involved. I mean, some people are like, oh, that's dumb, but I mean, the relationships you make and the people that you get to hang out with. I mean, 4 years, it's 4 years. To me, that's developed me into the person I am, and so setting me up for the future. So it's not too late, and vote for me.